What's going on, Jerome? So yesterday was July 15th, and we were all expecting Jordan Addison's DUI trial was going to begin, but it got delayed till Thursday. It didn't have a ton of details of it, but Florio over at Pro Football Talk broke things down. Now, Florio, people have opinions on Florio, sure, but Florio used to be a lawyer, but not sure what kind of law he was in. Probably not DUI, probably not California DUI, but still, a lawyer is a lawyer, and is good at breaking down these things and what it means for the CBA, etc. So this is what PFT posted today. The trial in Vikings receiver Jordan Addison's DUI case was supposed to start on Tuesday. It didn't. Instead, Addison is due back in court on Thursday. Kevin Seaver at ESPN, who's not Kirk Gershman, posted on Tuesday that online records show Addison is scheduled for a hearing on Thursday. The online records maintained by the Los Angeles County Superior Court technically call it a pre-trial hearing. So when the trial is supposed to start, and then all of a sudden you see like a pre-trial hearing, you're like, Now, obviously not a lawyer, but it still stinks. Watch a lot of TV. Yeah. The label is too broad to permit a reliable inference as to what it means. We talk about it. We just watched Bosch and Ballard and also Lincoln Lawyer. So, of course, we know what's up. Some think there will be a plea deal that is formalized at the hearing. That's possible, but pretrial hearing doesn't convey that clearly. It could be, and this is just an example, that there's some unresolved issue of evidence that the judge decided to address at a standalone hearing before the trial begins. Now, DUI cases are generally pretty cut and dried, and also it's been a year, so evidence-wise, like everything should be together. But I guess you never know, right? Whatever it is, the clock is ticking on the question of whether Addison can get this resolved before he's due to show up at training camp in Minnesota. Veterans are due on Tuesday, the 22nd, so we'll see. Now is the time to get things resolved. And the lingering employment problem for Addison continues to be this. Any outcome that suggests responsibility will trigger a baseline suspension of 3 games without pay. So a conviction, a plea deal, a no contest, like all that will lead to a 3-game suspension as outlined by the new CBA, which, AI is bad in a lot of ways, but this is actually good in like summarizing things versus having to dive in through 17 different articles. So the new CBA that runs through 2030, NFL DUI penalties under the current CBA, 3-game suspension. For example, Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison is currently facing the possibility of 3-game suspension due to a DUI citation in 2024 if he is convicted or found responsible for the offense. Now, a plea deal would include culpability and responsibility in it, but yeah, even if it is a diversionary program, even if it is a no contest, it likely would be a suspension. Like Saints Marcus May is the case that we often cite in this, where he had a 2021 DUI charge but didn't get suspended until a couple years later when he took a plea, but still got the 3-game suspension. It's important to note that the 3-game suspension is the baseline penalty, and aggravating circumstances could lead to a longer suspension. So unlikely, but I guess you never know with the NFL because they just kind of make the rules as they go along. So Addison's speeding ticket from the 2023 offseason could lead to a longer suspension since it would be multiple strikes, but I don't know. Either way, on Thursday, tomorrow, probably going to get this thing wrapped up. Hopefully they do before the start of Vikings training camp, because the welcome practice is next Saturday, the 26th of July. So we'll see. And like I said, maybe his lawyers are trying to string this out and delay this till the season, and then after the season, could be. I guess you never know. But either way, Addison, get this thing care of, get it cleaned up. Hopefully you learn from it, and then we'll go from there. All right, fully ready for a 3-game suspension to start the year. He can practice with the team on the second half of the suspension. So starting midway through week 2, he can get back in, but he could miss the Bears, Falcons, Bengals game, but then return in time for the international trip with the Steelers and the Browns in Dublin and London, respectively. But we'll see. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Addison trial got moved to Thursday. Let us know, comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skull production value.